It is my great pleasure to introduce you all to 1da Banton. He's a Nigerian singer, songwriter, and record producer. He has grown astronomically over the past few years. His debut album, Original Vibe Machine, was released in July 2021. It was rated number 13 in Nigeria. His song, No Wahala, which I'm sure many of the Nigerians here remember and know, and many others too, has charted the Apple Music Top 100 in 26 countries. He was featured as a theme song on the 3rd season of Ted Lasso, the American Emmy Award-winning comedic drama series. And he's worked with high-profile artists, especially from Nigeria, Davido, Kiss Daniel, Tiwa Savage, many others. He was nominated Digital Artist of the Year 2023 by Sound City MVP Awards Festival, including Wizkid, Davido, and Burner. He has millions of faithful Spotify listeners every month and has joined the greats of African music as he performed the Wizkid live tour. He's here with his manager, Bryan Owujie. Bryan is an indie talent manager, A&R working with 1da Banton and other Grammy-winning producers such as Lyric. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
It's amazing to have you here.
I'm glad to be here too.
1da, you were born in Nigeria, in the 5th largest city, Port Harcourt. Talk to us a little bit about what that was like, how you grew up, how you found music, how you found what you're doing now.
Yeah, I always say this anytime someone talks about Port Harcourt, that if I would come back to the world again, I really would love to be a Port Harcourt boy, because Port Harcourt is such a great city, not just for music, but for a whole lot of other things. We're very rich in culture. So yeah, starting from Port Harcourt, I actually used to play football back then in Port Harcourt because Port Harcourt people really love football. Before I fell into music through a friend, I went to a studio to see somebody record and make music. That's when I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. So yeah, growing up, I listened to so many amazing music, so many amazing artists growing up, likes of Kokomiko. There's so many people. So I had a very good background music-wise because I listened to quality music growing up. So that's how I fell into music. And with the background of music in Port Harcourt, I had a solid foundation to build on. I started making music in Port Harcourt until I decided to move to Lagos, because Lagos is like the headquarters of music in Africa, not just Nigeria. So yeah, that's how we began.
Because you studied civil engineering for a little bit as well. What motivated you to do that? And then what motivated you to not finish it, maybe?
Actually, civil engineering, I would say I started studying civil engineering out of peer pressure. I'm just being honest, because I've always known I wanted to do something really extraordinary with my life. I'm not trying to say civil engineering is not something extraordinary. Shout out to big respect to all the civil engineers in the building and the world. You feel me? But I just wanted to make music. So I think I was in class when Adasa Cookie, shout out to Adasa Cookie, is award-winning video director in Nigeria. He's also from Port Harcourt. He's a Port Harcourt boy. He called me and was like, prior to the call, we had a discussion about music and moving to Lagos, if I wanted to do music professionally. So I gave it a thought. I swear, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think about it so much. It was like 4 hours, you feel me? So I came to the conclusion that I have to move to Lagos. And for me to move to Lagos, I have to drop out of school, out of studying civil engineering. But I'm glad today, if I did drop out from school, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys today. So I think I made the right decision for myself, because I'm happy now and I'm doing what I really love.
I'm sure you did. And Bryan, how did you two end up meeting? Because you're also from Port Harcourt, right?
Yes, I'm from Port Harcourt as well. So the thing is, I've always done talent management from when I was, I started quite early. I just got out of high school then, and then I started my internship. So I knew Adasa Cookie as a video director. And then, so one day I was watching a video Adasa made for him. And out of curiosity, I said, who manages this kid? I think if I'm in contact with him, we could do something better. So I was staying in Port Harcourt then. When I moved to Lagos, I hit up Adas and I told him, I say, I've seen what you guys have done in the past years, and I think I know the missing part of what you guys are trying to do. And if you let me come on the team and let me navigate this ship, I think we can actually head somewhere. And one day he called me up at midnight and told me, I've been thinking about what you said to me. I think we should try it out. And I think on a Sunday he called me and I met 1da. And since then it's been...
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now you've signed a record contract with Sony Music last
Yes.
summer. How did that come about?
Shout out to Sony Music France. Shout out to my manager. He was really, really instrumental in making the deal come to pass. We always make quality music. That's like one of the most important things when we get in the studio. Everything we do, we make sure it's quality. So we actually went to finish up the deal with Sony Music Publishing in Germany. From there, we actually met the other, like his name is Seb. He's in charge of Sony Music in France. So we had a meeting and we sold our ideas to him. We told him what we wanted and we sold our vision basically to him. And I think he was convinced enough to like have a deal with us. Shout out to Alex also. He was really instrumental also. He's right here in the building.
Right here from Sony Music.
So yeah, that's how it happened. It was like that, simple and clean.
Awesome. How do you see yourself, 1da, in the tradition? Do you see yourself in the tradition of Afrobeat, of, you know, Fela and all that background? I mean, of course, Afrobeats has just exploded in the world with sort of its own style, and it's not the same as Afrobeat. Can you talk a little bit about the music?
Yeah, Afrobeat without the S is, we all have to credit that to like the great legend Fela Nicola Pokuti. He's like the originator of Afrobeat, the original Afrobeat. And because this Afrobeats, the one with the S, is like a combination of genres of music. You can find R&B in it, hip-hop in it, salsa, name it, you understand? So that's why there's the S in it to differentiate between Afrobeats and Afrobeats. But all the same, we're on the same mission to selling African music to the world. That's what it is.
And which of the Afrobeats artists would you say are your biggest influence, and what did you find most inspiring about them?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I grew up in Port Harcourt. I listened to amazing music growing up. Like, I can start naming so many musicians, but I'm really sure you might not get to know them. But until recent time, Burna Boy is of a big influence to my music. I really love Burna Boy's music, his work ethic, and everything that surrounds his artistry. Wizkid, Davido, they've been instrumental to the Afrobeat music and the Afrobeat movement in general. So of course they're a big inspiration. Don Jazzy is like a legendary producer from Africa. He like laid the foundation for production. Just lyric. There's so many people like that really inspire me on a day-to-day basis. But we have really, really amazing people on the Afrobeat movement.
Lagos is, can you talk a little bit about Lagos and the music scene and what's it like?
Lagos, I feel like I'm just going to tell you this little story about Burna Boy and an interview I watched of him. There was this white guy that was like saying he makes Afrobeat now. And Burna asked him a question, have you been to Lagos before? And he said, no. Burna said, nah, you haven't started making Afrobeat. You need to get to Lagos before you complete the full circle of saying I'm an Afrobeat artist. So what he was trying to say is Lagos is like the most alive city I've been at. Like, it's always alive 24/7. The energy is up there. The creative process is different. So I think all those features that Lagos has connects to the music, and it contributes to how the music is made and how the energy is being put into the creation process. So I would say for everybody that loves Afrobeat, you should find time to come to Lagos to see how it goes down, because when you get to Lagos, you would really understand Afrobeat and what Afrobeat is about.
And what do you think of the collaborations? Maybe Bryan, question for you, between these Afrobeats artists like Thames, I think he did with Drake, and also Wizkid with Drake, and then there's other artists that are doing all these collaborations. Is that a great way to reach an audience worldwide?
That's the most effective way to reach the audience in the Western world, because Afrobeat, like I told you earlier when we were having a conversation outside, is still a growing genre in the music, in the worldwide music per se. So collaborating with people like Bad Bunny, Drake, Justin Bieber helps us reach out to the people in the Western world and the rest of the world per se, because they have more listenership, they have more fans, and when we tap in their source, that's basically us getting fans from them and showing those other people what we also have and how they can enjoy Afrobeat music through the likes of Drake, 21 Savage, and the rest of the people we're collaborating with.
We've even seen artists collaborate with Latin artists. Right? We've seen collaborations with Bad Bunny. We've seen collaborations of Rema with Selena Gomez. What do you think about that? Is Latin music and Afrobeats compatible?
Yes, of course. I feel like any kind of music genre can be combined and be made beautiful. Mr. Easy has a song with Bad Bunny. There was Rema and Selena Gomez.
You have one with Brian Thiago as well.
Yes, I have a song like the Wahala remix. I did one of the versions with Bryan Thiago. He's a Latin artist, amazing guy. It was really good too. And there's Omale and someone from the Latin side of the world too. Ozuna, it was really amazing. So I feel like it's music. And when it's music, when it's good, you can combine it anyhow and you're going to make beautiful sounds.
So, no Wahala. What does Wahala mean for the audience?
Wahala means problem. So when I say no Wahala, I mean no problem. That's what I mean, basically.
And is that a political song or just a fun song?
No, it's far from a political song. It's just a fun song. It's an uplifting song. It's a song where I'm talking about problems in life never get to finish, because as you solve this problem, another one is coming right away. So in the midst of all that, let's find some time to live life like there's no problem. So that's what I mean by let's dance like no Wahala.
Love that. And where are you going to go with your music? Which direction? Are you going more into the house side or more into any other genres, or where are you going to take it?
Like I said, like I call myself the original vibe machine. I'm here to make
original vibe machine, ladies and gentlemen.
OVM, yes. That's what they call me. So I'm just keen about making good music. Wherever it takes me, it takes me. I always say I'm like water. Whatever object I get into, I take the form of the object. So it's just music. Tomorrow I can make a hip-hop song, I can make a Latin song, I can make a salsa song, but it's always going to be good music and good vibes and spreading love to the world. That's what the motive is.
And 1da, you're living in Paris and in Lagos, correct? That's most of the Nigerian artists are going to London. What made you choose Paris?
This question has always been asked. It's always been asked. I would say shout out to my team. We decided to take a new path that's less traveled. It was really a challenging one because, like you said, it's not the normal conventional thing for the Afrobeat, for an Afrobeat artist that's on the uprise to base in Paris, because normally everyone would expect me to be in London. But we just decided, bro, let's just do this our own way. Let's go to Paris and see what's going on and take over Europe. So I'm glad we took that decision and it's paying off now. And I encourage every other Afrobeat artist to sometimes you just have to take a new path to see what's happening there.
What about the US? Where do you see Afrobeats in the US?
Actually, personally, for me, from my statistics and data, the US is really supporting my music. I have so much fans in the US, and I can't wait to be there. US is like the pinnacle of entertainment, like the Hollywood, in terms of movies and music in general. So, of course, they're playing a big role when it comes to Afrobeat, down to the collaborations. There was Justin Bieber, just Chris Brown. Chris Brown is almost an Afrobeat musician now, you feel me? So they are playing a big role in the spread of Afrobeat to the whole world, to the world, you feel me? So, I'm really looking forward to being in the US in no time so I can connect with my fans.
We're looking forward to having you there, absolutely. And maybe one last question for Bryan also. Are you planning on taking him to the US? Also, I noticed there's a lot of fans in Holland. How does that come about?
Okay, basically, when we started promoting in 2021, when we were going to put out this album and we started promotions, we decided to do mainly Europe and Eastern Africa, and for some reason, Paris and Amsterdam caught the vibe. So I guess that's where the fan base came up from. And in the US, we have a couple fans there because when they launched the Afrobeat Billboard chart, he went up to #3 on that chart, and so we know we have a fan base there. We planned a tour for last year, but the European tour kicked off so hard that we couldn't even do that. We had over 20 dates last year. So hopefully this year we have time for Canada and America. So we will stop by.
You're about to go on tour in March, I think. Do you want to say a few words about the tour and where you're going to be?
Yeah, like we're always on the road. Like I said, last year we planned on going to the US, but the European days were so much that we didn't have so much time to go to the US. But this year, we're going back to London. We're going to the US. We're planning a Canadian tour. So just stay tuned to the 1da Banton brand and catch us where you can.
I think you're performing in Stockholm, in Lyon, in Basel, in Madrid, in Parma, Casablanca, Morocco, Malmo, Spain, and in Holland.
Yes, my brother.
So awesome. Well, and tonight you're performing for us. I think it's a huge honor for us to have you. You're going to play a few songs?
I can't wait to perform a few songs with these beautiful people tonight. And I hope you guys enjoy it while we can.
Thank you so much for being here. Give it up to 1da Banton. We look forward to seeing you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
We still have to play the new video.
Oh, that would be amazing.
We forgot that. So we'll get a glimpse into the new video that just came out 3 weeks back, right?
Yes.
Do you want to say?
I have a new song out. I put it out last December. It's called Badoon. It's my first release under Sony Music France and ROCA. I want to play for you guys now, and I hope you enjoy it. Blessings, original 1da Banton. Say so. Boom, pa.
Don't let nobody comes to my job. I just want the happy. Can't let nobody comes to my job. I said nothing consign me, only money will consign me. And the thing with me I bad you, and the thing with me I bad you. I said nothing consign me, only money will consign me. And the thing with me I bad you. With me, I'm back. Look on the termine nonsense, look on the yummy nonsense, look on the mess with my silence, because of the show gentility. Originally wonder, I feel like my.
Thank you so much for having me.
Because